All right, I'm going to try to tell this story as quickly as possible. So you know how when you go on trips on vacation, pretty much doesn't matter where you are in the world. Sometimes they catch you in the airport. Sometimes they catch you when you get to your place. Sometimes they catch you on the street. Sometimes they catch you when you're out shopping. Sometimes they catch you when you're on the beach. So I've been in all types of scenarios all over the world. So let's start with a couple places like Mexico, Jamaica, Dominican Republic, everywhere, pretty much anywhere that you go. So this is what happens. So these people will come up to you, right? They'll have these, I'll call them hunters. And what they do is they seek out folks that they think may have a little bit of money, or at least have a job, because they know that they're not from that country, and they know that there may be tourists. Not all of us are tourists now, okay? Not all of us are tourists. Like I would never consider myself a tourist, and I'm here in Thailand. I would never consider myself a tourist. Why? Because I've been here many times, right? So I would never consider myself a tourist. However, I'm 6'2", 220-pound black guy walking down the street, so they automatically suspect that that's what I am. But that's not how this happened. This happened when I was in the airport, and as I just finished getting my new SIM card for my phone, which I already had a SIM card for Thailand, but it had expired, so I had to get a new one. So as I'm making my way out the airport, I needed transportation. I just stopped at the grocery store, by the way, to get these oranges. How happy am I? We'll talk about how to survive another day without spending a whole bunch of money when you're traveling, whether you're solo or not, whether with your family, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. I'll give you some true pointers. All right, but anyway, so as I'm looking for transportation, I asked one of the counters. I said, "Look, you guys, you better be honest with me. Better be honest, and you better be truthful, you know." So I come off as people say that I look pretty intimidating, pretty angry, when they meet me for the first time, but then realize that I'm a real nice guy. But I think it's because of the way I look. It's a demeanor thing, apparently. So anyway, I've been getting that all my life. So anyway, I said, look, you better be honest with me. If I use a Grab here or Grab anywhere in Southeast Asia is similar to Uber in the States, right? Be honest with me. So if I pay for what you're offering here, is it going to be cheaper for me to do your service or take the Grab? So of course I already knew what the answer was going to be. So he says, well, the Grab is going to be more expensive. I said, okay, well, at least you're being honest, already knowing what the answer was going to be. So as I was saying that, another gentleman walks up to my left and says, but look, we can get you to your hotel free. I said, how are you going to do that, dude? How are you going to get me to my hotel free? And then he pointed across the way and he says, go talk to those young ladies over there. So they had their own counter, had their own business set up. So I said, okay, I'll do that. So I go over there. And anyway, long story short, their service, yes, it was free. However, of course, there's always going to be a catch, and I travel a lot, so I knew it was going to be a catch. And what they were offering was, they gave me their whole spiel. And they said, we will give you a free ride to your hotel, which normally will probably cost, based on what the people told me would Grab and their service, maybe around $25, something like that. So I said, okay, what else? What else is to this? And they said, well, you have to give us 90 minutes of your time. And right then I said, look, I'm not purchasing anything from y'all. You're not getting my credit card. They said, no, it's not like that. But it was like that. So I'm going to make this story real short. The only reason I took them up on the offer was because I needed a ride, and it was free. But it was another part of this, that if you sit through our 90-minute presentation, not them, they were just the hunters. If you sit through our 90-minute presentation, then you'll have a whole list, and they had a whole list of things, packages that you could pick and choose from, like gifts. And every place is different. I've been places where they give you free rum. I've been places where they give you a free room. I've been places where they give you a free towel. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. So in this case, they had a whole list, and you could pick from. So the one that I took was your own driver for 5 hours. Go anywhere you want on the island. Also, along with that one little package, you get a free transfer from your hotel back to the airport when you leave. I love that. And I love having my own driver. Because I've actually hired my own driver in other countries that I go to. I do that regularly, by the way. Depends on where you are. It's a lot cheaper to have your own driver to take you places than trying to figure out how to get there, catching grabs, catching taxis, buses. Just get your own driver. Anyway, depending on where you are in the world. So, long story shorter, I told them when I sat down, I am not purchasing anything from you guys. No, it's not like that. They're not. This is Thailand. It's totally different, and they're not going to pressure you. We're too nice of people. They're just not going to do that. I said, okay, you better let them people know before I get there that I'm not purchasing anything, and they're not getting my credit card information. Now, I'm not signing any contracts, nothing. Let them know. I said, okay, yeah, we're going. So I had that meeting today, the 90-minute presentation. So I thought it would be typically like what you go through in other places where they have a whole room of people and they give one presentation to everybody. I've seen all types. I've seen all types. So this one was one-on-one. And the reason I think it was one-on-one is because I told them how much I make a year. And to keep in mind, I'm retired, but that's another story when we get into all that. But they sat me down for my own personal presentation, okay? So, of course, they hooked me up with a strikingly beautiful, well-articulated, spoke perfect English Thai woman. Tall, looked really model-like, in fact. So, I just want to tell you this. I'm just going to wrap this up real quick. So I told her right when I met her, she says, we're going to be upfront with each other. I said, yeah, I'm going to be upfront with you straight up. I'm telling you right now, I'm not purchasing anything. I'm not signing any contracts. You're not getting my credit card information, none of that. She says, okay, good. So now keep in mind, she gave it away by telling me how old she was. All right. So she said she was 38. I'm 59 years old. So right then, automatically, I knew that whatever game she was going to try to throw at me, I've seen this show before, and I've seen her type. When I say her type, meaning they think that they're well polished, they think they got their shit together, but they don't know this guy. So like, I come off as a nice guy. I get it. But don't be deceived by that. Okay? So I let her go. I let her start, and she did the thing. So as she's going on, I stop her. And I say, hey, hold on a second. Can you do me a favor? And so this is how you take control. This is how you take charge of this kind of situation. Okay? She's not the boss. I'm the boss. So I say, hold on. Before you start, can you do me a favor and have them turn down this house music? When I say house music, I mean the piped-in music that was in the place. I said, can you have them turn this down before we can start? Because I really want to hear what you are trying to say. So right then, I the role switch, and I let her know I'm in control of this conversation, not you. Even though you got me in here and I told you 90 minutes, don't matter. I'm running this. All right. So anyway, and I'm 20 years older than her, right? So I'm flexing the maturity thing on her. Anyway, we're going to get into that whole presentation, everything. By the time it was over, so as it was going on, I would stop her and say, look, your package here, I am a nonconformist. I am single. I'm a bachelor. I'm a world traveler. I've been everywhere. I've been through these. And then I said, no, but you go ahead. You finish your presentation. So as she was going on, I was casting more doubt in her mind that she could convince me or persuade me that I would ultimately take this package, if you follow what I'm saying. So anyway, as it's getting towards the end, and I try to throw a little nuggets to make her feel good about herself, that, because I don't want to hurt her feelings, So I'm trying to encourage her to keep going. You're doing good. Keep going. Yeah, oh yeah, I understand. I got you. And I would throw numbers back at her to let her know that, in fact, I was paying attention, even though she thought I might not have been. I was paying attention. I was interested. I did want to know what this program was about. When it was all said and done, I said, okay, now we're down to the nitty gritty here. How much is this system, which I'll explain in a whole nother video? How much is this going to cost me today? Okay, and she wrote, well, 20. You're gonna pay 20% today, and then the 80% you're gonna do over 5 years payment plan, right? So she said, and I'm like, and I told them, I told her, and then her boss came out, and I told him, you know how they do, they'll bring out the manager. So he came out, and I told him right when he sat down, I said, look, you're the boss? I said, and he, of course, gave me his spiel, because I'm sure they've heard it all. So he says, well, ultimately, can you keep an open mind? I said, yeah, of course. I'll keep an open mind. But anyway, back to her. You know how much she said that shit cost? Total, 100%, $27,500. At 20%, whatever that is, I could pay today. I could put that on a credit card or pay cash. The rest of it, they had in-house financing for that 5-year contract. I said, how much is that payment for the 80%? She said it was like $460 something, like $400 something a month. And I looked at her and I said, okay, so you know what I've been saying about 100 times during your presentation. And then right then, her hair was up. She had it kind of tied up. And I knew she was frazzled, so she took it down and and I could just see the relief, because she realized this wasn't going to happen. And I told her, but I think she really thought she could really do her thing and put that magic on me. And so ultimately, right then, her whole demeanor changed when I said, no, I can't. I'm not going. First of all, I'm not going to do it. Can't do it, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to pay you guys $465 a month over the next 5 years of my life, and I already told you that I'm retired. That's not going to happen. I don't care how you twist it. And then she says, well, then some people, when they see that, then we'll lower it. And this, I said, stop. While you're ahead. I didn't say all that, but I'm just, she could see in my face. And then her whole friendly, quote unquote, demeanor just went away. And it was all business about getting me out of there, getting my ride back to my hotel, and then it was all business. So I said, are we done? She says, yeah, we're done. I said, oh, okay, because I was enjoying talking with her, her giving her presentation. So she walked me over to the lobby area. She was looking down, setting up stuff, and then I said, this is it? I said, okay. And so I had to be the one to say, well, it's nice meeting you, nice talking to you. But she was so frazzled. But she was just, I could tell she was just glad that shit was over with. So my point to all of that is this. Stay firm, okay? Listen to what they have to offer you. Now, I couldn't resist, my light just went out. This is even better. I couldn't resist what they were offering me, and I'm still enjoying the benefits of it right now. So not only did they give me the ride from the airport to this place where I'm staying right now is an hour. So that's why I took it, because that was free. My own van, by myself. Come all the way here. Then today they picked me up. I had a whole day off. I said, let's do this on Friday. Today's Friday. So they picked me up in my own van, shuttled me off to the presentation, went through the presentation, put me in my own van, private service back. Tomorrow I get, and they already got in touch with me, I already get my 5 hours of my own personal driver to go anywhere on this island that I want to go. I've got 5 hours to do that. Whatever I want to do. It's no set thing, we're going to take you here, take you there. No. Then once I'm done with that, then when I leave next week, they'll send me a driver. They already asked me, what time do you need to be picked up to go to the airport? That's already been established. And then I have my own shuttle back to the airport, and I'm going back home to the Philippines. So keep in mind, a lot of people break under the pressure. And we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how they attempt to persuade you, because I've been through all of these. I've been through all of them. I mean, not, of course, in the world, but I'm 59 years old, and I travel a lot. And I've seen these. When I was younger, they used to really come at me because they thought I was gullible, right? But even then I wasn't. But now I flipped the script now, because I know about all these persuasion techniques, right? So I will get into all that, and I'll tell you all the little tricks that they try to do, and how they word it and how they say it to try, because sometimes people don't even realize what's going on, and next thing you know, they're doing an in-house financing because they make it look so good. They almost make it look like you can't turn this down. They even say this. They even say you can't turn this down. Anyway, so when I got back, I went and worked out, walked down to the strip down there, just to go see what was happening. Once you've seen the scene, you know what's up. You know the scene. But I wanted to see it with my own eyes, so I walked through the scene, went past all the bars. Then I went to the beach, just got a restaurant at the beach. I got photos, a video of it. I had dinner. I had spaghetti and meat sauce. That wasn't enough, so I ordered a salmon, mashed potatoes, and spinach. Drank water. On my way back, knowing that I wanted to get some more water for the room and instead of using their little bottled water here, I went to the grocery store, a real grocery, a legitimate Thai grocery store, so legitimate that there was nothing in the store that was in English. Nothing. Everything in there was Thai. But it's a grocery store, like any grocery store you would go to in the world. And when I say the world, the United States. These oranges I got, you see this little label right there? Grown in Australia. And they're good, navel oranges. They're sweet. I don't know what they're feeding us back in the United States, folks. I don't know what Anyway, that's a whole nother video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to try to edit this and have it all chopped up so it's not too long, even though it is long. But I think you get a kick out of this, and then we'll get into how they do their presentations, how they'll bring in other people, how they'll keep stepping it up. I went through one years back where they did the group thing. There's a whole bunch of us in a room. Then they split us up. At this time, I had a girlfriend. They took us as a couple, took us in a room. Then we said no. Then they said, well, we got one more person we need you to talk. Then they brought in another person. Then they brought in another person. And then they brought in the manager. And we were like, no. And so they because if they offer you something, they have to give it to you. It's probably a law, but they have to give it to you. In this case, we got some blankets. This is when we were in Mexico. We got some blankets. I think we got a bottle of rum, a couple other knickknacks. But anyway, it can be stressful, but I wasn't, because I told them at the airport, I'm not doing your shit. I'm not the one. I'm retired now. I didn't tell you. Well, they knew I was retired, but I'm just telling y'all. Those days have passed me. I got all Should I need to be invested in? I'm invested in. I don't need your property. Even though their thing was good, it's just not worth it. Don't get yourself caught up in those things, okay? Because it looks so nice, because they have properties all over the world. And they'll show you, they have it up on the screen or have it on the computer, and you're like, oh, that's nice. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. You will regret it in the long run. Get in and get out. Take them for what they have to offer and get out. It's only 90 minutes of your time. 90 minutes of my time, I can be sitting here just scratching my ass. But look what I'm getting from it. Free ride from the airport here, which I said is an hour ride. 5-hour driver. Do wherever I want, do whatever I want. Go to the beaches, go into town, do whatever I want. Drop me off somewhere, go eat, and then I come back and say, take me over here and do that. It's 5 hours. And then the return trip back to the airport. My own driver in my own vehicle. Can't top that. That's worth 90 minutes to me. All right. See you guys in another video. Take care of yourselves.